I say, Cade, turn the corner, whoa. Oh, I mean, Detroit basketball. Bruh. Cade Cunningham. Cade motherfather Cunningham. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pistons fans, I really hope you guys appreciate what we have here in Cade Cunningham. I mean, for everybody who early on in his career, when he didn't have much around him, was saying that he was a bust, saying he shouldn't have been picked number one. We should have took Jalen Green. We should have took Evan Mobley. We should have took Franz Wagner. We should have took Scotty Barnes. I hope all of you watched this game tonight, and frankly have watched him all season, because he is putting to bed all of the criticism that he is not a franchise guy, that he is not a number one pick, that he is not an all-NBA player, all of it. Tonight, on the biggest stage in the league, where stars are born, Cade Cunningham showed up in a win after struggling in the first half. We're going to get to all that, man. I just wanted to say that because what he did tonight was unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Okay, so initial thoughts, right? Okay, so great team win tonight, man. Great team win tonight from the Pistons. We got contributions from everybody all over the place tonight. It was really good to see that, man. This team fought, they clawed, they just stayed with it, right? A ton of mistakes made in this game. A lot of matchup issues, a lot of even coaching errors, in my opinion, were made in this game, right? But, you know, it wasn't a perfect game, but the Pistons found a way once again to get the win. And once again, I credit JB Bickerstaff, because all of these guys are buying in. Everybody is buying in to what JB and his Bickerstaff are preaching. He is continuing to instill confidence in these guys, and they're continuing to show that confidence on the floor. This was a great win. The Pistons would have lost this game in previous years. This would have been a game where Cade had a wasted performance, where he had a great game, incredible stat line, efficient basketball, and they lost. But these are not those Pistons anymore. We have a totally different basketball team now. Totally different belief. Totally different mentality. Totally different approach. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Side note, man. Jalen Brunson is becoming hard to watch. I've said it before, but the way he hunts fouls is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The whistle that he gets is unmatched. And it's so annoying to watch, because guys can't even really play defense anymore. It's getting bad, man. The way he hunts for fouls is just cringy, man. It's just cringe. But despite that, the Pistons still got it done tonight. I will say this too, man. Jaden Ivey has been severely missed. Whenever Cade goes to the bench, the Pistons struggle, because he's the only natural point guard. And when he's not in the game, the offense just has no flow. Guys don't look comfortable. Guys look out of sync. Guys look out of place. When Cade's on the floor, he's a floor general. He's orchestrating the offense. He knows where everybody's supposed to be, including himself. And he's a steadying presence right on the court. He's a steadying presence. And we don't have that when he's not in the game, because Jaden is hurt. So I hope you guys are all seeing the impact of Jaden Ivey and the effect he has on his game, because Cade had to play deep into the third quarter when he would have not have liked to. It's hard to sit Cade. It's hard to sit him, especially when he's rolling the way he was tonight. But now you see more and more the importance of having Jaden on the court with him as a secondary ball handler. It's not always perfect with Jaden, but he's able to run the offense for the Pistons much better than it looks right now when Cade is out. The fact that he's now gone, I think it's what's going to help a lot of people to understand how important he is to this team. So let's get to the box. Cade freaking Cunningham, man. 36 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, on 14 for 27, 4 of 8 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line in 32 minutes. Talk about just an all-around great, efficient game. Cade is playing with a different chip this year, guys. His mentality is completely different. He's playing with an edge now. He's playing with the fire. He's talking trash now. When he's scoring at the rim, he's letting the ball bounce off his head at the defender. Some of that Stu attitude is rubbing off on Cade and the rest of the team, and I love it, man. He did get in unnecessary foul trouble in the second quarter. He had 3 fouls late in the second, and he picked up a 4th on Brunson. And honestly, I don't know why he was even in the game at that point. It was like 2 minutes left in the second quarter. I'm not sure why he was even in the game. He should not have been in the game at that point. You can't risk that 4th foul. When you get 4 fouls in the first half, you have to play very passive defensively. You can't play aggressive defense, because you pick up number 5, then you got to sit until the 6-minute mark of the 4th quarter, right? And the Pistons could not afford to do that. So that made things very, very tough. And I was actually a little bit nervous when he picked that 4th foul up, but he put all that nervousness to rest. In the second half, he went absolutely bananas. It's almost like he wanted to empty the clip just in case they called a ticky-tack foul on him, or just in case he picked up a 5th foul. He wanted to make sure that while he was on the court, he was effective. He was impactful. And he went hunting for his shot in that third quarter, man. He had 18 points in the third quarter alone, 10 points in the first 2 minutes, and he didn't pick up one foul. He didn't pick up one foul, nor was he a liability on defense. He played great defense the rest of the game. He finished with 4 fouls, and you could see they were hunting him. The Knicks were hunting Cade offensively. They were hunting that matchup, trying to make him pick up his 5th foul, but he did not. He played smart. He played disciplined. And he also still played good defense. He still managed to balance that line, the total line, and still playing good defense, but not picking up a foul. He just made shot after shot after shot, man. 3 after 3 after 3. It was incredible. It was incredible. It may have been one of the best games I've seen him play, considering the fact that he had to play with the 4 fouls in the back of his mind. But sometimes it's hard to stay aggressive like that. Sometimes it's hard to stay aggressive when you know you're in foul trouble. And if you are aggressive, you're going to pick up a foul. To be able to toe that line, I know I said it already, but that's not easy to do. What he did tonight was not easy to do. He really showed up tonight in a major way, man. At this point, all-stars are given, right? If the coaches are watching, and I know they are, they're watching New York. Everybody watches New York. If they're watching, he all but punched his ticket to the All-Star game tonight. He all but punched his ticket. Because not only did he do what he did, scoring 36 points, taking over the game with 4 fouls, not picking up another one, but he got a win on the road. That's how you make headlines. That's how you make headway. And tonight, he showed up when the lights were the brightest. I can't give him enough credit, man. He absolutely did his thing tonight. At this point, the conversation needs to shift from all-star to all-NBA. He is playing at that level, man. He did everything a star does in these types of basketball games. Incredible. I can't say it enough, man. I cannot say it enough. Cade Cunningham is a star. He is absolutely a star, and he continues to show it night after night after night. I'm really, really impressed with what I saw from him. He continues. I've been watching him since Mount Verde, but he continues to impress me and amaze me, man. Absolute masterpiece, masterclass, clinic, whatever term you want to use. He put it on display tonight. Round of applause for Cade Cunningham. Incredible. But he was not the only one tonight. The Pistons got a lot of contributions tonight. All 5 of their starters scored in double figures. That's the definition of sharing the wealth and playing team basketball. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists on 4 of 12 shooting, 2 of 8 from 3 in 35 minutes. So Tim didn't have a great shooting night, but he did help the Pistons get off to a good start. It seems like every game, not a start, the Pistons seem to look for him early. He seems to be the one taking the first shot a lot of time, and he's been knocking it down. He knocks down shots for this team early and often. And that's important because we always talk about what? Getting off to good starts, hitting first. And tonight, once again, the Pistons hit first. They did not allow the Knicks to jump on them early. There was no early timeout. The Pistons were playing tough defense, and Tim was a part of that. Now that he's playing the 2, once again, it's so much easier for him to play defense and to play it well because he's not guarding a bigger defender like he was when the star was out and he was playing the 3. Now we're seeing the best version of Tim Hardaway Jr. And we're going to continue to see the best version of him as long as he continues to stay in that 2 spot because he just looks so much more comfortable there. So overall, solid game from Tim, man. He didn't have a great shooting night, but he got it done on both ends of the court. He was making the right passes. He was taking good shots. He wasn't taking errant shots. He wasn't just hoisting. He was taking smart shots. He wasn't hurting the team. He did his thing. And defensively, he always battles. He rotates well defensively. He talks on defense. He does the little things on defense that don't always get noticed, but that help keep teams from scoring. And so for that, I have to give him credit. Solid game from Tim. Asar Thompson, man, Mr. Swiss Army Knife, had 11 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 turnover on 4 of 7 shooting, 1 or 2 from 3 in 26 minutes. So Asar Thompson at times can be a very quiet contributor. He just does so many little things that affect basketball plays. I think his 2 biggest contributions to this team, in addition to his defense, obviously, is his ability to rebound and push the ball. So many times tonight, he was able to grab the rebound off the glass and push the ball. If hockey assists were a thing in the NBA, Asar would have a ton of them because he grabs the board, pushes the pace, and makes the pass that leads to the next pass that leads to the assist. Him being able to push the ball after a rebound and not having to look for an outlet to Cade or to Bees or Tim Hardaway Jr. or wherever, that makes it harder for the defense to get set. That split second of being able to push the ball up the court instead of pausing to find the outlet makes all the difference as far as putting pressure on the defense. And because he's so fast and able to get down the court, that just adds to his value as far as being able to push the ball. So he did that a ton tonight. Him getting 7 boards, it seemed like every board he got, he was pushing the basketball, pushing the basketball, pushing the basketball. And that actually helps out guys like Cade because that takes Cade's usage down. He doesn't always have to have the basketball in his hand. He can get a quick blow. He can rest for a quick second if Asar is able to make the right pass to the right guy for the right shot. Asar also knocked down a 3 too. And it's good to see that because frankly, teams have just been kind of packing the paint against him. They've been giving him that 3 ball. So if he's open He's got to shoot it with confidence. Just shoot it. I don't care if it goes in. I don't care if it's an air ball. Continue to shoot the ball. Show them that you're willing to shoot it, because if enough of them go in, it's going to make them think twice. And because you're working with Fred Vincent on your shot, you have to take the open shot. That's why you're working on your shot. So I hope he continues to get those up, because he's going to need to. Tobias Harris had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals on 3 of 12 shooting, 1 of 3 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. So Tobias did not have a great shooting night. But for me, that's not the story on Tobias tonight, because Tobias did a lot of dirty work tonight in that paint. He was working his tail off in the paint tonight. He was crashing both the offensive and defensive glass. He was taking advantages of mismatches in the paint, calling for the ball in the paint when he had a smaller guy on him, and getting fouled and getting to the line and making his free throws. And the Pistons needed that from him tonight, because the Knicks play a physical brand of basketball, and he stepped up. He got down and dirty tonight. It's really encouraging, because Tobias now is finding ways to be effective and impactful on the court. There was a stretch early in the season when he wasn't scoring, and he wasn't really giving us much of anything else either. But now his shot is coming back around, and he's finding other ways to contribute. So as of late, Tobias has been solid. He hasn't been great, but he's been good enough to win basketball games, and it's really good to see him finding ways to be effective if his shot is not falling. Jalen Duren had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover on 4 of 4 shooting, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and 6 fouls in 20 minutes. JD was in foul trouble all night, man. Like many big guys, he struggles with Cat. Cat is a tough cover, man. He's a 3-level scorer, and his ball handling and foot speed, it just gives most guys problems, man. And it gave JD a ton of problems tonight. Now, the effort was there, but Cat is just really, really tough to cover. Some of those fouls that he was getting called on him were just weak fouls, in my opinion. But he had a tough night. But to his credit, man, he was battling. He made some nice passes in transition, and he was all over the offensive glass tonight. He wasn't grabbing every rebound, but he was trying to crash the glass all night long, and he was running the floor trying to get easy buckets. So I got to give him credit for his effort. He didn't have a great game necessarily, but once again, my thing with JD is I just need him to continue to bring the effort as he continues to improve his game. And that's what he's been doing as of late. Early in the season, it would look like he was focused too much on the offensive end, and he was kind of like a days ago on the defensive end, and he wasn't really effective and impactful. But now he's at least trying to find other ways to be effective. And it all starts for him on the defensive end and on the glass. He didn't have a great game, but I salute his effort. Let's get to the bench. Let's start with Malik Beasley. Man, oh man, oh man. The way I said Cade punched his ticket to the All-Star game, if he hadn't already, Malik Beasley punched his ticket to the three-point shootout. I've been talking about this for months. Way back in November, that Malik Beasley is going to the three-point contest. And I'll say it again. He is continuing to make his case. And I think tonight, on a big stage, in a win on the road, he punched his ticket. And not just for that. Sixth man of the year. He was a second leading scorer tonight for the Pistons. And boy, was he clutch tonight. Man, oh man. He had 22 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal on 7 of 13 shooting, 6 for 8 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line in 18 minutes. 22 points in 18 minutes. Talk about efficient basketball on 13 shots. And he is shooting lights out from 3 right now. I love Malik too because he talks, man. He's a trash talker. I really love the swag that he brings to this team. Like I said it before, he is the most important offseason pickup for sure. From a vibe standpoint to an on-court standpoint, he just uplifts this team completely in every way. And I enjoy watching him play basketball. He hit 2 back-to-back threes in that fourth quarter when the game was tight to put this game away. So not only is he making threes, not only is he making them at a high clip, but he's making them in clutch time, in winning time. And that's what vets do, man. But most vets don't shoot 6 for 8 from 3 overall and 2 for 2 in clutch time. So Malik Beasley, shout out to you, bro. You have continued to be a gem, a diamond in the rough for this team. Milwaukee, thank you so much for not re-signing him and for allowing him to walk, because he has been one of the stories for the Pistons this season and hopefully beyond this season. Pistons better bring him back. That's all I know. Okay. Simone Fontecchio. All right, y'all. I think it's time we have a conversation. It's time we have a conversation now. I've talked about this for months. I've made PSAs about Simone Fontecchio and his addiction to having to put the ball on the floor when he should not be doing so. And from that time until now, he continues to do the same thing over and over and over. Listen, I think Simone Fontecchio is a good shooter. I think he's a really good shooter, but he's not just shooting. 75% of the time when he puts the ball on the floor, he either turns it over or takes a terrible shot. And it's getting really hard to watch it happen every time he comes to the game. Tonight he had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 turnovers on 1 of 3 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So he had 3 shots and 2 turnovers. What he's doing on those possessions is hurting the team. He's not a guard. I don't understand why he keeps doing the same thing over and over again. It's not yielding any results. And I said this before, I don't like blaming one guy for a win or a loss. But whenever he comes into the game, whatever lead the Pistons has, it disappears. It just disappears. Tonight, he was just making bad decisions with the basketball, trying to put the ball on the floor for pull-ups, bad offensive fouls, bad over-the-back defensive fouls that are unnecessary. This can't continue. It just can't. If the Pistons want to move forward, this can't continue. And I've said it before. I think Bobby Klintman needs to get a look. He needs to get some minutes. I know he's been playing in the G League. I know he has not played in the NBA much, but I don't think he's going to hurt the team when he's in the game. The things that Fontecchio is trying to do with the basketball, as far as putting it on the floor and play make, Bobby Klintman can do that. He can do that. He's not quite the shooter that Simone Fontecchio is, but we just talked about how Cade Cunningham need to play so many minutes tonight because there isn't that many creators on the floor when he's not on the floor. Bobby Klintman can create for you. He can make plays for you. So the things that Fontecchio is trying to do when he turns it over, Bobby can successfully do those things, and he can shoot the ball. So at this point, I've seen enough, right? Like I said, I like Fontecchio as a shooter, but if he's not shooting the basketball and he's hurting you by missing shots and turning the ball over, what's the point? At some point, you got to make a move. So in my opinion, I want to see Bobby ASAP. ASAP, like next game. And I said this last game. I was hoping to see him tonight, but we didn't see him. The Pistons have to make a change there. And in my opinion, the sooner they do it, the better. Ron Holland has 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover on 3 or 4 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3 in 15 minutes. So Ron, once again, man, whenever he's in the game, he makes an impact. He makes an impact with his defense, and he's able to turn that into offense. And tonight, he did the same thing. He is a really good finisher around the rim. Sometimes it looks like he's out of control, and I'm like, oh. He just really surprises me sometimes with his ability to finish with his right or left hand. Ron is really going to be a really good player because, like Isaiah Stewart, who we'll get to in a second, he makes you uncomfortable. He comes into the game looking to make you uncomfortable, looking to make an impact. Marcus Sasser has 7 points, 4 assists, 1 steal, 3 turnovers on 3 of 5 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3 in 16 minutes. So it was kind of tough sledding early from Marcus Sasser. It looked like once again early in the game he was just trying to find his way, trying to figure out what his role should be. We always talk about it though. Sasser is a bucket. He's not a point guard. So whenever he's trying to run the point guard position, I get nervous. But whenever he's trying to get a bucket, I feel comfortable. And tonight in the second half, he got it going. He made a few shots in a row. He's the kind of guy that can score in bunches. It can score 5 or 7 points in a minute or two. That's just the kind of talent he is offensively as far as scoring the basketball. He did make some nice passes, but a 4 assist to 3 turnover ratio is not great. So I still would rather just see him focus on scoring the basketball, which is why, once again, I do want to see Dennis Jenkins, the Pistons guard, who they haven't played yet, get some time. He's been balling with the Motor City Cruise. And like Bobby, I think the Pistons just need to give him an opportunity. Right? Make it a little bit easier for guys like Sasser to be able to get buckets, having another guy out there to set them up. Last but not least, man, Isaiah freaking Stewart. Isaiah Stewart. The dog pound was in full effect tonight, man. Absolutely. Isaiah Stewart is a beast. He's one of those guys where if you didn't watch the game, don't look at the stat sheet because it's not going to tell you what happened. I talked about this when the Pistons played the Warriors. Draymond Green had a very underwhelming stat sheet, and he was a player of the game for them. Because of the presence that he brought, because of the tone that he set, because of the mental edge that he brought his team, and because of the way he was able to get into the other team's head. Everything I just said about Draymond Green is what Isaiah Stewart did tonight. Every single thing. Every single thing. If Cade didn't go crazy tonight, and threes he wasn't on the heater tonight, my game ball would go to Isaiah Stewart. He was everywhere tonight. He was a menace. When he first came into the game tonight for JD, when JD had foul trouble, I immediately thought to myself, the Pistons have to give him more minutes against Cat. During the game, I actually tweeted, one play after Stu came into the game, I tweeted that he's going to be the reason the Pistons won this game if they were able to win it. First play, Stu was guarding Cat. He blocked Cat's shot and gave the crowd the finger wave. Tonight, he was talking smack to any and everybody who would listen. Anybody. Just like Beasley, he was talking smack to the fans, to the players, everybody. And it seems like Stu enjoys being the villain too. He seems to like that villain role, which really bodes well for his style of play because he really is an enforcer and an intimidator. And if you can bring that edge every single night for your team, sometimes you can even win games before tip-off. His activity, man, is just contagious. It's so contagious. He was grabbing offensive rebounds. He was tapping out missed shots, one of which resulted in him getting an and one on one play. He just always makes his presence felt. Stu is not quite as big as Cat, but he's nearly, if not as strong as Cat. and he's got the foot speed to stay in front of him. Stu's foot speed is quicker than JD, and he was honestly just a better matchup tonight. And not only did Stu guard Cat well, he also guarded Jalen Brunson well. There was one play in the second half where Stu was on the island with Brunson, and Brunson tried to go to his move, go to his counter move. Stu didn't buy on any of it, and he forced Jalen Brunson to a fadeaway air ball. How many big guys do you see force Jalen Brunson into fadeaway air balls without fouling? And after that, Stu was yapping at him. I just love Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart, like I said before, I know this is trade season, but there's no way the Pistons are moving on him. He's so much more important here than he is anywhere else because of what he embodies for the Detroit Pistons. He matches the style of play that JB Bickerstaff and that Detroit is built on. So there's no way the Pistons will make a move on a guy like him unless it's just a wild deal that works completely in the Pistons' favor, which I don't see that happening. So because of that, Isaiah Stewart is not going anywhere, and I hope he stays here for a very long time. So guys, the Pistons are 21-19. When was the last time we could say that? I'm really excited for this team now, not just because the Pistons are hot as of late and are winning many more games than they're losing, but even the games that they're losing now, they're competitive. Every game is competitive, and that just shows me that everybody is buying in to what coach is saying. And with Jaden out and the Pistons still continuing to find ways to win games, it just shows they have the next man up mentality, and they all have bought into the system that is being taught here. Very similar to the Detroit Lions. The Pistons are not the Lions, I'm not saying that, but as far as the systemic approach to everybody plays the same way. We're all going to play our role. We're all going to play according to the system. And more you're seeing this team being able to do that, whether guys are playing or not. We've had a lot of injuries this year. Guys have been out. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been out. Jaden's obviously out. Asar's been out for a big part of the season. And the Pistons are still finding ways to get wins. That is a great sign, because once you get more and more talent here of guys who have that same mindset of buying into the system, but just more talent, that's when this team is going to go to the next level. And that's when we're going to see this team contending for the playoffs. But the foundation is being built right now. It's being built right now. It's happening right before your eyes. I hope you guys can see that. Things are looking really, really good for the Pistons. Great win tonight. And now they get 2 days off to rest before playing the Pacers on Thursday. And they'll have a chance to push their record to 22-19 and make up even more ground in the East against a team that is right above them. But what did you guys see in tonight's game that I may have missed? Let's talk about it. Appreciate you hanging with your boy. And as always, Detroit versus everybody. Peace.
Rewind 2021. There was a parade in my city. Number one pick, dancing in the street. Everybody was hitting the grid. Cade arrived in the D, and it was live as can be. They can ball, but we didn't want Green, Mobley, or Scotty B. No, when he got hurt, everyone lost it. Storylines leaking, no faucet. Caught him wash when he broke his tibia. All the haters, time to get it ready, yeah. Everybody wanna be Skip Bayless. Wanna throw shade, okay, say less. Dudes went number one for a reason. It'll click by the end of the season. When he wins most improved player. Gonna be a movie, here's the trailer. Don't say I didn't try to warn ya. Co-signed by Win Benyamin.
Cade Cunningham.
He was raised in Texas, but now he's Detroit flexing. Team USA, he was killing them. Got him effed up, let me quote Eminem. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. That's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about Cade. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. That's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about Cade. Forgot about Cade, they forgot about Cade. Forgot about how you forget about Cade.